Good afternoon, children. Although I know that all of you are aware with that of a solution, but today let's begin again with the revision of solution. Solution is a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture of components. Homogeneous means where the composition is same. The solution consists of components, solute and solvent. These are always present in a phase. They are all intermixed with each other. There may be binary solution, tertiary or ternary solution, quaternary solution. Binary solution means when there are two components, one solute and one solvent. Ternary means when there are two solute and one solvent. Quaternary means when there are three solute and one solvent. How many may be the number of solute? The solvent will always be one. Solute is that which is present in a small amount, and solvent is that which is present in large amount. Solute is that which is present in a small amount, and the solvent is that which is present in that of a large amount. Now, there are different kind of solutions. These are gaseous, liquid and solid solution. There are different kinds of solution. These are gaseous, liquid and solid solutions. Whether it is gaseous solution, in this the solvent will be always gas. In this the solvent will be always gas. The solute may be solid, liquid or gas. In this, if the solution is liquid, the solvent is always liquid. The solute may be solid, liquid or gas. If it is a solid solution, the solvent is always solid. The solute may be solid, liquid or gas. Among all these solutions, the most popular solutions are the liquid solution. There are different types of liquid solutions. For example, when oxygen dissolves in water, it is a liquid solution. Here, the gas is dissolved in water. Although oxygen is dissolved in a very small amount in water, but for the survival of aquatic life, the small amount of oxygen is necessary. Ethanol dissolved in water. This is a solution of liquid in liquid. The ethanol is a liquid, water is a liquid. Sodium chloride dissolved in water. Here sodium chloride is solid and the solid dissolved in water. So the most important solutions or the most commonly used solutions which we used, these are liquid solutions. Now, whenever we talk about solution, we have to express the strength of solutions. If there is a solution, I will give an example. The shikanji is a solution. The sharbat you are preparing, that is a solution. If you will talk to any layman, If the amount of sugar is more in this solution, then any layman will say that it is very much sweeter. But when you will talk in chemistry, you will express this sweetness in the form of a strength. So what is strength? What is concentration? The strength is the amount of solute per unit amount of solvent or solution. That is called strength. That is called strength. The amount of solute per unit amount of solvent, that is known by the name of strength. Now there are different ways to express this strength. It can be expressed in the terms of mass fraction or mass percent. It can be expressed in volume percent. It can be expressed in mass per unit volume percent. This is volume to volume, this is mass to mass, this is mass to volume. This can be expressed in terms of mole fraction. This can be expressed in terms of molarity. This can be expressed in terms of molality. Now let me discuss first of all mass fraction or mass percent. Suppose there is a, I say 10% solution of glucose in water. That means that 10 gram of glucose is dissolved in 90 gram of water. How do we express this mass percent? The mass percent is expressed as mass percent is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution into 100. The substance which is taken in denominator, that is always taken as 100. So the calculation becomes very much easier. So this is mass of solution. Now suppose I say 10% solution of glucose in water. That means the mass of glucose is 10 and the mass of solution is 10 plus 90 into 100. So that will be the mass percent which can be taken in this manner. If I will say mass fraction, then I will not put here 100. In that case, if the mass fraction is taken, in that case I will not put here 100. Now suppose I say volume percent. In the volume percent, I will again taking an example that 10 ml of ethanol is dissolved in water. That 10 ml of ethanol is dissolved in water. That means again same, the volume percent is equal to volume of solute divided by volume of solution into 100. Again I am saying if percentage is taken, this becomes equal to 100. So in this case 10 upon 90 plus 10 into 100. So the volume will become 10 in this case. The volume percent, that will become 10%. So in this manner we can calculate volume percent. This volume percent is very much useful. An antifreeze solution of ethanol that is being used in the radiators of car. There are places like Siberia, etc., where water freezes. So a particular amount of only substance which is known by the name of a antifreeze, it is the only particular percentage, that is the of ethanol, that is 38% ethanol is being taken, which is added along with water, and it lowers the freezing point. It is the only used as a antifreeze. The third one was the mass to volume percent. The third one is mass to volume percent, that is mass of solute divided by mass to volume percent divided by mass of solution. This is used particularly in medicines, where a small amount of medicine is dissolved in a particular amount of solution. So this is being used for making the injections, for making the medicines. Now I come to another way of expressing the solution concentration, that is called parts per million. Parts per million is used when there is a small quantity of substance is dissolved, or a small quantity of solute is dissolved in a large amount of only solvent or solution. Now parts per million means 10 की power 6. So that will be taken as amount of solute divided by amount of solvent into 10 की power 6. Per million means 10 की power 6. In this case, oxygen is dissolved in a small quantity in water. So we can calculate its amount in parts per million. Sulfur dioxide is present in a small concentration in atmosphere. So we can calculate its percentage just by using this parts per million. So this is used when a substance is present in trace quantity. The parts per million is used. The parts per million may be mass to mass, it may be volume to volume, it may be mass to volume. That is depending upon the substance whose parts per million we are calculating. Like oxygen, that is dissolved in a very small quantity. So that may be the only mass to mass. So we can very easily calculate parts per million. Now, the next way of expressing the strength or concentration is that of a mole fraction. Mole fraction. Suppose there is a container. It consists of moles of A and moles of B. The total number of moles, that will become A plus B. The mole fraction, it can be calculated for the different components. Suppose I want to calculate the mole fraction of A. That will be equal to moles of A divided by moles of A plus moles of B. The mole fraction is expressed by X. It is XA is equal to NA upon Na plus Nb. The moles are always equal to mass upon molar mass. The moles can be calculated. If I want to calculate Xb, that is the moles of component B, that will be Nb upon Na plus Nb. Whatever may be the number of component, the sum of mole fraction is always equal to 1. Xa plus Xb, that will be equal to 1. If there are one more component, that is C, so that will be Xa plus Xb plus Xc, that will be equal to 1. So we can very easily calculate mole fraction. The mole fraction is a very important term because it will be used later on in vapor pressure, in that of a other colligative properties. This term will be used. So it is a very much important term. Now there are two more ways to express the concentration. The first one is molarity, which you have studied in class 11th also. Now molarity is expressed, it is expressed by capital M. This is equal to moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liter. Now molarity, moles per unit volume, that is moles of solute divided by volume of solution in liter. It is always expressed in that of a capital M. The next quantity which is used for expressing the concentration, that is called molality, where students often do mistake. That is equal to moles of solute divided by mass of solvent in kg. So we can very easily express concentration out of molality, and molarity you know that the molality is a better method to express the concentration because volume changes with temperature but there is no change in the mass. So these were the methods for expressing the concentration. Now in this chapter you have also studied about the solubility, it is defined as the maximum amount of solute that can be dissolved in a particular amount of solvent, that is known by the name of solubility. You have also studied about the saturated and unsaturated solution. The saturated solution is that solution in which no more solute that can be dissolved. So that is known by the name of saturated solution. There is a basic principle of solubility that the like dissolve like. Whenever we are making solution, so there is set up an equilibrium, that is solute plus solvent, are in equilibrium with that of a solution. So this solubility increases with the increase in temperature. Suppose any saturated solution is prepared. If the temperature is increased, there will be increase in the solubility. But there are few only principles for the solubility. The solubility depends upon temperature. The solubility depends upon pressure. For the temperature, whenever there is a only application of Le-Chatelier principle, because there is a equilibrium between solute and solvent which are in equilibrium with that of a solution. Whenever the value of delta H is greater than 0, that it is positive. On increasing the temperature, there will be decrease in the solubility. If the delta H is less than 0, on increasing the temperature, there will be in the first case, there will be increase in solubility. In the second case, there will be decrease in the solubility. The pressure plays a very significant role in the calculation of solubility. Pressure plays a very significant role in calculation of solubility. All of you know, for the solubility of gas in liquid, again repeating, solubility of gas in liquid, a law given that is called Henry's law. When gas is dissolving, the gas is going in solution. This is the particular law which has been given. Initially it has been given in terms of solubility, that solubility of a gas in liquid is directly proportional to that of a partial pressure. The solubility of gas in a liquid is directly proportional to that of a partial pressure. But later on it has been thought that how to calculate the solubility. So it has been thought that the solubility will be calculated in terms of mole fraction. So there has been some change in the law that the partial pressure is only directly proportional to that of a mole fraction. Partial pressure is directly proportional to mole fraction. When the sign of proportionality is taken, a constant is given, and this constant is known by the name of Henry's law constant. The values of Henry's law constant, that will only depend upon the temperature. It depends upon the solubility. All the aquatic species become uncomfortable when the temperature is increased because of the change in the value. A curve has been plotted just by taking mole fraction versus partial pressure, and it comes out to be straight line for the Henry's law. Now let us do few numericals which are only based upon the certain formulas which are only being where you have studied. So let me discuss few numericals which are only we will discuss. The next numericals we will do in the June class. Let me discuss few numericals related to the formulas of concentration. The first is calculate mass of cane sugar and water required to prepare 2.50 gram of 25% solution of cane sugar. Now let me discuss. You know mass percent is equal to mass of solute divided by mass of solution. Here you have to calculate mass of solute. It is given 25% is equal to mass of solute divided by that of a 2.50. That is the mass of solution which is being given into 100. Into 100. Just put the value 25 is equal to x upon 2.50 into 100 and you will get the value that will be 62. It is 250, not 2.50. It is 250. Now you will get 62.5 gram. Now for getting the mass of water, 250 minus 62.5 and that will comes out to be 187.5. So that will be the mass of water. This was the first numerical which was based on the formula of mass percent. Let me discuss another numerical. Calculate mole fraction of ethanol in a sample of spirit containing 92% of ethanol by mass. It is a very easy numerical. The mole fraction of ethanol that is equal to moles of ethanol divided by that of a moles of water plus moles of ethanol. Now first of all you have to calculate the moles of ethanol. First of all calculate the molar mass of ethanol. The molar mass of ethanol that will comes out to be 46 gram. Now the 92% has been given, so the moles of ethanol that will be 92 divided by 46, so that will comes out to be 2 mole. Now the mass of water that will be 8 gram and the molar mass of water you know that is 18, so the moles will be 8 divided by 18, that comes out to be only 0.44 mole. Now you can calculate mole fraction. The x is equal to, that is 2 upon 0.44 plus 2, and if you will calculate, that comes out to be 0.82. So in this manner you can very easily calculate mole fraction. The next numerical is calculate molality. You have to calculate molality of 1 molar. Just see, the solution is molar. Concentrated solution of NaNO3, density is 1.25 gram per ml. Again repeating, you have to calculate molality of 1 m solution of concentrated NaNO3. The density is 1.25 gram per ml. Here you have to apply a formula which you have studied in class 11, that is mass is equal to volume into density. Mass is equal to volume into density. Here you will take, because it is 1 molar, so you will take here volume as 1000. The density is given 1.25, so this will comes out to be 1250. Now, the molar mass of NaNO3, if you will calculate, this will comes out to be 85 gram. Now, the mass of solvent that will be 1250 minus 85. So that will comes out to be only 1165 gram. Convert it in the form of kg. So the molality will becomes 1 because it is 1 molar given. So that is the only mass of solute divided by 1.165. So that will comes out to be here 0.858, that is mole per kg, or you can write simple small m. So these were few numericals. I will discuss more when I will only teach you in the next Zoom class. If still there is any query in the solution, that you can very easily ask. If there is any problem in any numerical of back exercise, that can also be discussed so that you could clear your problems. Naturally, when so many numericals are given in the NCERT, positively you are going to get one numerical in your papers. So practice these numericals so that you are able to do it.